call to order the February 10th, 2026 work session board meeting of the Wayne County Board of Education. At this time, I will lead us in the prayer and the Pledge of Allegiance. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this time that we can come together, Lord, and talk about the business of the school system. I pray, Lord, that you will help us to make wise decisions, Lord, and do what's in the best interest of all that it affects. Pray, Lord, that you would go with us as we leave tonight and keep us safe. In Jesus' name, amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. They done swap sides on us.
It is. I did too. Do I have a motion to adopt the agenda as presented?
So moved. Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Please call the vote.
Mrs. Mosley?
Yes.
Mr. Harris?
Yes, ma'am.
Do I have a motion to approve the minutes for the January 27th, 2026 monthly board meeting as presented?
Motion. Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Please call the vote.
Mrs. Mosley?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Wise?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Yarborough?
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Daniel? Yes, ma'am. Mr. Harris?
Information.
Okay, a quick capital outlay update. Today they were pouring the footers for the athletic facility at the high school, and they've got the footers dug for the ROTC site. In Poor too, they're supposed to start the slab on Monday for that facility. The metal was delivered for the ag facility on Friday. And then we are awaiting the report on the middle school roof. They've done the final inspection on that. We're awaiting that report. Unless there are any questions. It's nice to see some action with those projects. The next item on the agenda is strategic plan, and we have Miss Amanda Phelps to give a presentation. And she's going to stay and give us an update on CCRPI as well.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Hello.
So we're going to speak about Section 2.2 of the strategic plan. This falls under the professional learning domain and focuses on building So this goal initially began in 2023 as a focus on professional development opportunities and processes within our system. However, due to the required participation in professional learning communities as part of the professional growth component in the Georgia Department of Education's Teacher Keys Effectiveness System Evaluations, or TEKS, this action step has shifted from evaluating professional learning processes to a more student-focused approach in developing the structure for how teachers learn, process, and engage patients through professional learning communities. Specifically, this goal allows our district to work towards 100% of district-wide professional learning communities to follow an established structure focused on student learning. The use of Rick DeFore's 4 critical questions of an effective PLC within our PLC work. The first question asks, what do we want students to learn? This focuses teacher teams on essential learning outcomes rather than just covering content. The second question asks, how will we know if students have learned or mastered the standard? This emphasizes the use of assessments and understanding. The third question asks, what will we do if students don't learn the standard? This directs attention to intervention strategies and timely support for struggling learners. The final question asks, what will an extension opportunities for advanced learners within the realm of each standard? So by centering PLC discussions around these questions, teacher collaboration shifts from sharing ideas in general and discussing procedures to directly analyzing student learning and improving instructional strategies. The focus moves from what teachers do to ensuring that students are learning the standard, making collaboration purposeful, data-driven, and aligned to student outcomes. The associated step in establishing an effective professional learning community structure is monitoring and ensuring PLC time is maximized to maximize collaborative impact on student learning. Now, this involves active participation and involvement by key leaders in schools and across the system, so collaboration is purposeful, and ensuring a guaranteed and viable curriculum across our district. PLC effectiveness is monitored not only through direct involvement and documentation of discussions aligned with the 4 critical questions, but also through student performance data, classroom visits, and ongoing instructional support. A wide team, including district directors, directors of curriculum and instruction, the director of school improvement, school administrators, instructional coaches, and teacher leaders all work to guide this collaboration, provide feedback, and ensure that PLCs drive meaningful and positive outcomes in every building across our district. Are there any questions regarding Standard 2.2? All right, we'll move on to reviewing CCRPI single score data compared to other counties within our surrounding region or within our first district, RESA. There are 19 counties listed within our region. Remember that proficiency is measured annually through the Georgia Milestones Assessment System, or GMAS, end of grade and end of course assessments. The goal of these assessments is to measure how well students have learned the knowledge, English language arts, math, science, and social studies. The first content area we'll view is English language arts. So you can see on the slide that the horizontal bar graph on the left contains the ranking of all school systems within our RESA district, while the comparative vertical bar graphs on the right show the 2016 trend data of Wayne County's comparison to the RESA district as a whole. So we've got 2 sets of data that we're reviewing here. For English language arts, we are currently ranked 8th out of 19. Is in the recuperative trend on the right-hand side of the slide that Dr. Edenfield spoke with you about a couple of weeks ago at a recent board meeting, showing that in most districts, students into 2022 school year, while Wayne County has seen a less dramatic increase, a more gradual increase in our student performance. This next data set shows math performance comparisons, listing Wayne County's performance as 9th in our RESA district. Science performance comparisons show Wayne County as 5th. And social studies performance comparisons list Wayne County as 11th in our district RESA. This next slide provides a comparison of graduation rates within our RESA district, listing Wayne County as 4th.
Ms. Phelps,
Yes, sir.
first of all, thank you for bringing and giving us these numbers right here. I know Ms. Mosley requested this. Graduation rate?
Mm-hmm.
It's not real good, is it?
It's something they're definitely working on.
And I know this is for everybody. I mean,
Mhm.
you're just one with the information that it's not great.
Well, they've put a lot of processes in place this year to help increase the score, not just in one area, but in multiple areas across the building and across their different platforms of learning.
2025, or is this a 5-year increment, a 3-year increment, or what?
This is from last year,
So this is 2025.
2025, yes.
All right.
This last data set that we'll review is the CCRPI single score comparisons, and this lists Wayne County as 10th in our district RESA. Are there any questions at this time about this data? Welcome.
Thank you. next item on the agenda is the junior high concept. With some details regarding that, but I'm going to summarize some of that so that you don't have to read it all and we don't have to go through all of those items tonight. Looking at the junior high concept, and what we looked at was one of our middle schools becoming 6th and 7th grade and the other being 8th and 9th grade to go to a junior high concept. The first thing that and that presents a problem for us. Currently, Martha Puckett houses 547 students and Arthur Williams houses 564 students. And if we went to this concept, would go with our current numbers to 754 students and Arthur Williams to 748. So physical space would definitely be an issue. I don't know how our cafeteria or lunchroom would even, or even the gym would house that many. We don't even have enough classrooms to house. Excuse me?
And you would actually have to stagger lunches in order to do that. So I know that's one thing, I know you all are looking at a lot of things. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Transportation looked at the routes that would need to change in order to be able to transport these students, and they estimated that we would need to 10 additional bus drivers plus additional buses to be able to transport the students. And we would, have to reroute completely for transportation.
How many hours to be able to do the transition of students?
Yes, sir, you can, I've got all my directors here ready to answer questions, Ms. Daniel.
Currently, we have, our drivers we've got the route split up where they're going to one middle school. Half of them are going to one middle school, the other half are going to the other middle school. And if we combine, they'll be going to all the schools, and it
Right.
just creates additional time and more travel, getting to school later. And that's why we would need to
What if school time was staggered? Would that be something that would actually help with that? A lot of our school systems, even around us, in the county, have those, school times were staggered, and that would help us even out with, problems we're having with getting kids to school on time.
It would help.
Any other questions on transportation, Ms. Daniel?
No, something I would like to look at, because we got a district as large as, the one up in Dawson City School System, a much larger district than we are, and they're capable of doing that, they've been doing it. Interesting to see exactly how they're, managing, the transportation issue as well. Moultrie is another, Moultrie about our size, if I'm not mistaken, and they're interacting, so I think one high school and the middle schools and those things, so, I'm just interested in knowing how they are doing that, and I don't think Moultrie has, let's call it county, has, been doing this for a very, very long time, like Dalton has never gone away from the junior high concept, but there's another school that just recently decided to do that as well. I can't remember, I haven't noticed it. It's interesting to find out how they're,
Okay. From an HR perspective, we looked at the staffing requirements, and it would definitely, we feel like it would definitely require more staff. Currently, we could run into some, if you combine 8th and 9th, if you have somebody that has a middle grade certification, they would have to possibly take a GACE to be able to teach, a 9th grade course. We currently have 41 teachers, 12. There's 41 teachers there at the high school that I counted. So offering CTAE courses to the ninth graders would be an issue. We don't have the labs for that or the personnel currently to accommodate that request.
CTAE was, my vision on it, and we had students who actually did biology on the high school campus, and they would simply walk across, with the transport across, but they simply walked across the way, to take that biology class, or take that calculus class. They were taking, although they were ninth graders. And, I was the same thing as they just went across the street right there to take that course.
Yes, ma'am. We looked at the finance of this. Grades program earns less funding than the middle school program, so there would be some potential funding loss from QBE due to this transition. Yes, ma'am? Okay. Okay.
My question on that is that we are a strategic waiver school. So being that we are a strategic waiver school, could we not, ask the state of the same, since we're a strategic waiver school? And also, once again, I would like to find out from those schools that have made that decision to go route for the eighth and ninth graders, how much of an impact financially was it to their school system?
I believe I calculated it, it was around $250,000.
Was there an exception that the state made for them because they were a strategic waiver school and they did not lose that funding, or they didn't lose much money? I'm just, it's just questions.
I don't think that's the waiver and the QBE funding are two separate situations. And I don't think we have the ability to choose which structure of the school. That's decided by the Department of Education.
Right, I get that. Do it, they just ask. All they can do is say yes or no.
Yes, sir.
Can we also, since we're gonna have a program and then see it fit to go back, or did they never get out of the junior high program so that they never have to lose that money?
There was one, I believe, that stayed. And then there are others that went middle school and then went back.
Really?
But I think
Okay.
there's only 3 other in the state.
That's wild.
From a student
Start talking about this, Dalton Junior High was the only junior high that I could find in the state. And I think I've been talking about this for about 4 or 5 years now. And Dalton Junior High, now they're school back to junior high school.
From a student services perspective, students would have to navigate 3 major school changes in 5 years, and frequent transitions are linked to higher rates of depression, anxiety, and social isolation. Eligibility would have to be recalculated, and 1 or more of the schools could potentially lose Title I school-wide status. We would no longer be able to use the grade span grouping to determine funding high school. Our schools are placed in rank order, so this could decrease funding at some of the schools that they're accustomed to getting for Title I. From a CCRPI perspective, start back at square one with some of those, and it could potentially change some of our subgroups as well. From a special ed Okay, special ed, both of our are modified for specific groups of students with disabilities. One of our schools houses our self-contained program, and the other houses our EBD program, so we would have to make adjustments for that. Staff to accommodate those needs. From a curriculum perspective, each transition could result in academic decline. Time, attention, and resources would be diverted from the current work of the district. There would be no instructional continuity if the teachers are required to teach other grade levels, and we do see benefits from the teachers teaching the same subject in grade level year after year. And then we have the athletic perspective as well, where we could run into some GHSA eligibility issues just based on how we set. If the 8th and 9th grade center were on a different schedule, for example, a 6th period versus the high school being on a block, we could run into some issues there. And then
Based on what I'm being told, or I was told a couple of years ago, because Mark Flood is on the schedule anyway, but, I was told that if they know how to use a block schedule, they're able to teach, they're able to do more student-centered activities with those kids and get more feedback on that same day versus, the 55-minute or 55-minute class, that was his classes.
our athletic director regarding this as well. They do feel like having those students all on one campus, 9th through 12th grade, is beneficial, and the year athletically in developing those players. That is a summary of our findings. Again, you have more details in your handout, but are there any additional questions regarding the junior high concept?
First of all, in athletics, they pretty much was talking about bringing those kids together. But now we're doing the split. I'm just gonna be honest with you about it. Now we're doing the split on, what they think, and I don't know what it is, but I will say that, that's the reason for bringing those kids together athletically, as one middle school.
I personally think we need to stay where we're at. That's just my opinion. I don't see the benefit of changing in what I've read here. I just don't see.
What I'm saying, that's what we read, though, let's call you Mr. Bruce, but
That'd be all right.
that's what we read here, but that's all we got. So I'm asking for some more research based on, if the research comes from the other schools that have already gone to it, and that it's not a favorable situation, I can go with that, but if I'm just going with what just this, and it's not from research from other schools' data, then I don't have the data to say that this would not be beneficial for us. I got data to say what we're doing is not working. Got that?
I personally, I'm sorry, I'm not willing to add a financial burden to our community to try to make something work that we're not guaranteed that it will work. My personal concern with what we do now is not middle school, it's more of getting our kids back, off electronics and stuff like that, stagger start times. It'd be awesome if we could add a recess, let these kids be kids and run around and sweat a little bit and let that energy out, stuff like that. But I don't want to financially burden anybody, and that seems like would be the first wave in the pond, would be that money allocation and all that, and I wouldn't agree with that.
And I get that, and I understand that. That is the reason why I asked the question for us to ask this. What they'll do if you don't ask. Like I said, they can either say yes or they can either say no. I'm just asking for research into ask. That's all.
Oh, yes, ma'am. I understand where you're coming from. That was just my opinion.
Yeah, and I respect that. I respect that.
Anything else on that? Okay. Our next item is just some information. I don't know if you're following proposed legislation, but we have House Bill 1116 and House Resolution 1114, both that are proposing replacing with a sales tax. Both of these, they're very similar in nature, but House Bill 1116 will increase the homestead exemption up to $60,000 by the year 2032. House Resolution 1114 basically just wants to wipe away property taxes for homesteads and replace it with a sales tax. Currently, counties cannot exceed 9% in a sales tax, and Wayne County is at 8%. So that would just leave 1 penny to make this happen. The proposed revenue loss from property taxes would be $2.7 million annually, and at our current collection rate, we would need less than half a penny to make up the difference. But then we have the issue of the county as well, with them having a loss in their revenue. So this is just one to be watching. It's possible, well, it will change, and it probably has in the past week. Once all the edits are made to it, there's talk in both of them about having to roll back the millage rate. If the sales tax exceeds the amount of money that the property tax would have generated. So there's a lot of little loopholes and a lot of little nuances that go along with it. These are two that have been discussed among superintendents for a couple weeks now to be watching. I did have a very quick conversation with Mr. Paul Drawdy about it as well. There is some proposed legislation to take the burden off of the property owners and pass it on to consumers. So just watch for those. Next, we have financial management, and we have discussion of transfer or surplus items, and at the last board meeting, you approved a mobile unit, to be surplused, one to be moved to Arthur Williams Middle School and one to be surplused. And Ms. Daniel, brought up a good point that we could use one of those mobile units at Martha Puckett for athletic purposes, and we have looked into that. We'll vote on this at the next meeting, but your form here shows that we would be transferring that unit. It would now go from surplus to the Puckett. So we've already looked into that. Our maintenance staff has looked at making sure we've got power to that, but it will be a place where the football team will be able to change, and they'll have a space to change. So we are gonna make that move, and it's gonna happen in the next couple weeks, so.
Is that gonna be able to all middle school sports to change?
Yes, sir,
Okay.
it will be used for athletics, yes, sir. And then you have 3 buses here that are gonna be surplus. Now, we're gonna vote on these any questions on that?
The Wayne County BOE will enter into executive session to discuss or deliberate upon the appointment, employment, compensation, hiring, disciplinary action or dismissal or periodic evaluation or rating of a public officer or employee, or to interview applicants for the position of the superintendent, as described in OCGA 50-14-3. Other matters considered or discussed may include negotiations, land, real estate, appeals, school safety plans, and legal matters. Do I have a motion to enter into executive session?
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
I have a motion to enter back into open session?
So moved.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Please call the vote. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, personnel. First round recommendations for school and central office administration. I need a motion to approve the school administration and central office administration recommendations list for removing Carla Ogden.
Motion?
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Please call the vote. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
I need a motion to administration and central office staff recommendations.
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Please call the vote. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Abstain?
I need a motion to approve the first round teacher recommendations removing Brittany Yarborough. Second, any discussion? Please call the vote. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am.
I need a motion to approve Brittany Yarborough in the first round of teacher recommendations.
So moved.
Second?
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Please call the vote. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Abstain?
Yes, ma'am.
Personnel recommendations for 2/10/2026. Saran Aaron, Odom Elementary School, retiring. Amy Adams, Wayne County High School, retiring. Christy Brewer, High School, retiring. Rebecca Floyd, Wayne County High School, 49%. Erica Madry, James E. Bacon Elementary. Susan McCrary, Odom Elementary, 49%. John Mooring, James E. Bacon Elementary. Nina Christine Paul, Odell. Shirley Thomas, Martha Ross Smith Elementary School. Clarence Washington, Martha Ross Smith Elementary School. Lena Welch, Wayne County High School, 49%. Recommendations, Tierra DeWitt, Arthur Williams Middle School, School Food Services.
Have a motion?
I need a motion to approve personnel recommendations presented.
Motion?
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Please call the vote. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
There being no further business, I declare this meeting adjourned.
You didn't get to say. Go Giants.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay, we can rescind that.
Well, thank y'all for
Yes.
coming.
So,
Do we need to actually officially?
I do have a couple-
that on my script, so I call this meeting back to order.
So move?
Say the pledge again?
Just want to say congratulations to the basketball teams. They're doing really well. Coach Hobbs and Coach Knighton, they've done a great job. And look for a region championship.
Ms. Daniel?
Happy Valentine's Day.
Mr. Yarborough?
We have some really good teachers retiring. I'll be in a jacket, well, still a jacket, but anyways, won't get into that. Congratulations to the wrestlers.
That's right.
We have 6 that qualified for state. Is there
I think so.
8, 6 or 8?
I
6 or
think-
7, something like that?
I think it's
7,
correct.
8. That's what the kids, yeah, that's cool, I guess. Maybe it might not be cool anymore, I don't know. But, yes, and go Jackets.
Mr. Wise?
They covered it all.
Okay, I'm good. Ms. Williams?
So just so everyone will know, we are detectors at Wayne County High School, and tomorrow will be the first morning that we will put those to use. We did test them today, I believe, with the alternative school students. So, we will be there bright and early in the morning to make sure, hopefully, that goes as smoothly as possible. So, parents do, it is going to be a process for us to work through the kinks on that. Kids will not be counted as tardy if there's a delay. We will make sure that they get fed before they go to class. So just be patient with the process on that. A reminder that Monday, February 16th is President's Day, and it's a holiday for all students and staff. And then will be held at Coastal Pines on Tuesday,